What's going on, everybody? Pyrus of Impetus here today, and I'm finally back, or at least for a little while. I'm out from school for about a month or so I might have time to get some videos going out, which is good. And I decided to, at the very first, start with a very, very overdue video, although it's perhaps for the better. You'll recall that a little while ago I covered a 60 FPS hack for Xenoblade Chronicles in Dolphin Emulator, which is absolutely phenomenal for this game. Unfortunately, it suffers from the same conditions that Super Mario Sunshine and other similar games did, where unfortunately it's engine-bound to 30 FPS. You can view my last video on that. I'll link it below if you want to get a little more backstory. But in my absence, the creator of the mod has been doing lots of work on it, and it has come so far. It is pretty flawless at this point. So today, I'd like to just give an updated walkthrough of how to install the game, or the hack, should I say, and we'll go from there. I'll give you a little showcase and show you how it's running. So let's get to it. Okay, so we're back on my desktop, just like we were for last time, and the process is super similar. In fact, it's pretty much identical, if I'm to be quite honest. It's super easy to do, and if you've installed the HD texture pack successfully, you can definitely do this one. So, what you're going to want to do is go to this website that I will have linked below. It's a forum post on the Dolphin forums by a user by the name of One More Try. He's the author of this code. A big thank you to you, sir. I will link this post below for you to easily access, and you'll be greeted with this page. He's been working on a couple different versions of the code for different versions of the game, be it the English version, the PAL version, the Japanese version, etc. He's also got some other work on object draw distance, and monster draw distance. I've not tested those too much, personally. You can fiddle with them as you like, but today we're just focusing on the 60 FPS code. So, for most users, you're going to want to come to this link right here, where you have the NTSC, English, and PAL versions. One More Try has been mostly working with the NTSC version, so that's where you're most likely going to get the best experience, but you can try the others as well. Users have been commenting and giving them pointers, helping them detect bugs and whatnot. So if you test it in your own free time and find something, you can link it, let them know on this post here. So, how do we install this? Very, very simple. If you open up this spoiler here, you're going to find the code. And it is rather monstrous, I'll be honest. It's this whole block of numbers and letters here. I'm not familiar with the process personally, but you can roughly detect what's going on based on the little notes that he's added. You can see some of the corrections and errors that he's been fixing, and it's come a long way. So, how do we use it? Very simple, very simple. I'm going to move that out of the way just so we're a little clearer. I have the code copied into this text file here. We're going to use that in a minute. I will also paste the code right in the description if you want, just so that way it's easier access. Okay? So all you have to do is open up Dolphin Emulator, just as you would. You can see I'm running the most recent version as of this recording. I believe this version was put up like not even a few hours ago. I'm running 5.0-6050, so I'm going to go over to Xenoblade, right there, right-click it, and click Properties. This will open up Dolphin's access to the game's ISO configuration. So up here in the top, you'll see a couple different tabs. Just like before, we are going to go to Gecko Codes, and you'll probably have a blank box here. The Gecko Codes are effectively action replay codes for any of you who are familiar with that. And if this box is empty for you, what I suggest doing is clicking this button here, where you see Download Codes from the WeRD database. If you do that, the Dolphin will download the codes for you, and if you don't have any, it will add them to the list for you. I already have them all, so you see it says added 0, but if this box were empty, it would say added 87. So we'll hit OK. Now what we're going to do is come down here and click Edit Config, and this will open up another text file. Now, this file is the effectively Dolphin's resources for this box. It looks into this file and then puts it in here. So all you have to do is come over to the 60 FPS code. You can copy it right from the description. You can copy it from the forum post I showed you, or any other way you prefer. All you have to do is copy the entire thing, all of it. I missed some of it there. You're going to have to forgive me for a minute. Let's try that again. Copy everything, including this header. You're going to want that in there as well, because that's how Dolphin actually recognizes that, hey, this is a new code. You'll see over here, every code is preceded by a $sign and then the title. We have the same thing here. So you're going to copy that. You're going to want to make a new space for a code. So I would suggest right under the very top line where it says Gecko, hit enter once, and paste. Just like that. So now, we can save the file for Dolphin. We can get rid of that one. We want to save Dolphin's file, close it, and you'll see that the code has just appeared. Now, wherever you place the code in this file is where it will appear in this list. So I put it right in the very top, so that's where it's going to appear here. However, if you decide to put it below or in between other cheats, whichever cheats you put it between in this file is where it will appear in this list. Okay? So now all you have to do very simply is tick the box, close that window, and run the game. I'd say that's looking a little smoother already. I don't know about you. Now, you can already see right off the bat that the animations in the grass looks much smoother, and as does that little arrow for the menu. I'm going to give a little demonstration of how the game is looking. We won't do spoilers at the moment. For those of you who care about that kind of thing, this is the very first area in the game. Literally right after the opening sequence, so you don't have to worry about anything like that. You'll see even the loading screen is in 60 frames now. It's fantastic. It's beautiful. Look at how smooth this is. It's beautiful. So good. We can do a simple battle here with this little bunnet, should I say. Just as an example, combat works just as you would expect it to. Super smooth. Flawless. Cool. Let's keep this up. Yes, we shall. So, if you didn't look back at my previous video, I can give you a brief explanation of how this code works. I believe it's rather similar to how they originally got Super Mario Sunshine running in 60 frames. This is a brief cutscene that we can skip. Welcome to Colony 9. Skip. Boom. We're back. So I believe that this hack functions very similarly to how Mario Sunshine runs in 60 FPS when you have that enabled. The game's engine is internally scaled back by 50%, but then the refresh rate is doubled such that it produces a pseudo 60 FPS effect. It runs just as the original game would. The same rates and everything. Shulk run, well, anybody in your party will run the same speed. Battle operates exactly the same. Cooldowns are all perfect. Just as you saw up there, that was a very early battle, so a lot simpler than something you'd expect in the later game. Which, I suppose I could show you, just as an example for things getting a little more hectic. I have not tested this code against things like the extended draw distance patch. That's another popular mod out there. I've not tested those two side by side on this new version of Dolphin. Originally, when I did it, it didn't work too well, but I've yet to revisit that. Perhaps that might be something for a future video I might cover, But until that time, I think I'll just focus on 60 frames, because in my opinion, that's a little more valuable. So, little demonstration aside, why don't we go somewhere with a little more hectic battles? At this point, I might be venturing into spoiler territory for you, so if you're not into that thing, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. But for those of you who want to stay around and take another look, let's do that. Let me load up an authentic save that I played through on Dolphin, and this should put me in column... Ooh, hello Dolphin loading there. Here we are. We are back in my modern save. This will include very late game spoilers. I'm warning you once more before I get there, because I need to change my party up a little bit. Okay? Spoilers gone. Let's do this. I'm going to change my party a little bit. I'm going to throw... Would I rather... Yeah, I think that's a good order. Okay. So we're somewhere with some complicated enemies. Why don't we take a look? There's a couple dense areas later game. We could go to Prison Island. Bionis Interior's got a couple tough enemies. Let's go to Prison Island. I recall there being some high-level enemies there. Oh, that's right, the Banquet Hall doesn't have... There's a unique monster that I think I'm going to try fighting, assuming it's respawn. I'm kind of improvising here. Music took a little while to cut there. So here we are in Prison Island. Another thing you'll recall is that the fast forward didn't work. You'll have to excuse the breaking audio, that's a side effect. You can kick Dolphin into overdrive properly again, thanks to new features of the code, so you can run both the 60 FPS and fast forward side by side, which is great. Oh, it's so clean. I love it. It really is a fresh experience. Unfortunately, major cutscenes are still rendered in 30 FPS. Oh, it didn't respawn. Dang it. Okay. I guess we're gonna have to... Why don't we try... Let's go to the Bionis Interior. Or actually... Machna Forest, I think, will be an even better example because of the fact that it's one of the more graphically intensive areas in the game. So I think this will be a good opportunity to test. There's a couple of really high-level enemies here that I forgot about, actually. So we can go ahead and venture over to them. There's a couple of Dinosaurus folks hanging around. Where are you? Here's one. Level 98. Let's do it.
Right. Let's do this.
Okay.
Don't hold back.
I've not fought one of these in a while, so I might forget some of their status effects that they can inflict. Already building that party gauge quickly, which is good. Dumben can use some health. We should be still pretty low tension at the moment. Uh-oh. Come on, guys. Get up. Get up. Get up. We can do it. You're good. You're good. Fiora's running a little low on health. You'll see that they fixed the burst affinity, which is great. Now that runs in a smooth frame rate. Good. They both dodge. Let's go for a chain attack. Okay, open with the backslash.
We're counting on you.
Dunban, Soaring Tempest.
My turn.
Ooh, Fiora could go for the final cross. Or would I rather cannon drones? I think I'll go for the topple. Oh, I blew it. I'm not used to playing this with a keyboard at the moment because I don't have my controller handy. So, I'm a little offset. All in all, that was pretty easy.
Not bad at all. Piece
I don't
of
recall if
cake.
there's any Dinosaurus unique monsters. Actually, there might be one where we fight the Telethia. Why don't we check that out? See, this is a good stress test example showing how stable the code is. It runs beautifully. I'm not having any issues with it right now, which is excellent. Any unique monsters here? I thought I remember there being one. Maybe I already fought it? I genuinely don't remember. But, to conclude, we get a fancy sunset in Machna Forest. So everybody, I hope you enjoyed this demonstration and installation video. Pretty simple. It really is easy. If you follow the steps I gave you, it should go just fine. So then, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Until that time, take care. Great rain.